Today I want to talk about overwhelm in chronic illness. So everybody knows what it feels like to be overwhelmed, right? You have so much going on. Maybe you have a huge to-do list, but oftentimes it's not a huge to-do list that overwhelms us, but our feelings and our emotions about what's going on in the present moment that overwhelm us. Hi, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. Well, I teach people how to heal themselves from chronic illness, chronic disease, chronic symptoms, chronic pain, chronic suffering, any kind of illness, mental, physical, or emotional. So if this is something that you're interested in and you want to learn how to take your health into your own hands and become your own healer, then subscribe below for more videos. So we're going to learn five ways, 5 steps that you can calm yourself when you are in overwhelm. We need to calm our central nervous systems when we're in overwhelm. And so we need something easy. There's more than 5, but we're going to focus on 5 because you can count them off on your fingers. When you notice that you're in overwhelm, you're going to go through them one at a time until you bring your system down. So a lot of times your biggest overwhelm will come when you're angry at a person or a thing. There's something that somebody's doing that's driving you crazy. You can't say anything. You feel a lot of internal pressure to be something that you're not, to put a certain face onto the world that you're not, doing all these things for other people that you don't really even want to do, and you are incongruent basically with your own authenticity, meaning you're feeling one thing, but you have to act and be another way. And oftentimes, if many factors come at you all at once, this leads to overwhelm. That's why people get overwhelmed in their relationships. They get overwhelmed at family functions. They get overwhelmed when a lot of things are going on. So how does this relate to chronic illness? Well, when you have chronic illness and you're already suffering with symptoms, right? Symptoms meaning pain or any kinds of symptoms in your body, chronic pain, whatever it is, this is already a huge stress on your body. Your body is already dealing with something that's usually past its threshold to cope with, or it's taking up a lot of energy to be able to cope with that thing. So therefore, when something else comes in, your to-do list gets too overwhelming, the people in your life are requesting and requiring too much from you, you feel like you have to be too many things to too many people, and you're keeping a lot of your feelings bottled down because you feel like you're on a time schedule, or you have to show up in a certain way and be something and do something that you're not, you may be starting to experience overwhelm faster than other people. Because again, your energy is being taken up by so much room of your pain or your chronic illness and your symptoms, so you're on a very short leash. Overwhelm is sort of a more generalized thing. All of a sudden, you can feel this sensation in your body taking over, and you're feeling like it's too much. This is just one too many things. You feel like all of a sudden someone's sitting on a straw that broke the camel's back, and the symptoms that you are coping with, the pain that you are suffering through, all these other things that you are handling now brings this sense of overwhelm. I cannot do and be anything else to anyone else. I cannot be who they want me to be. I cannot keep this bottled up any longer. And usually this is your feelings, your emotions, or your just incongruency to being your authentic self in that moment. You can just not handle anymore. So this is where the pressure cooker situation comes into effect. And we need to release our feelings, our emotions, our tensions. And basically we need to be who we are. We are too incongruent in this world with our own authenticity in that moment, right? We are putting on a face to the world that is not true. And that often leads to overwhelm very quickly, especially in chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, whatever it is that you have. So when we're talking about overwhelm, it is so easy for people with chronic illness to get overwhelmed and then to just fall apart. Okay, so step number 1 is to become aware. Becoming aware is one of the most important things we can do, because when we are living in a story when we're in a story and we're caught up in the emotions, the sensations, the feelings of overwhelm, we're not in control. We feel out of control. We feel like we're spinning out of control, and we can feel this overwhelm like spinning around, and we feel helpless. We feel helpless against this wave coming towards us. So the first thing that we have to do is become aware and say it to yourself. I am in overwhelm. Okay, so once you become in overwhelm, step 2, we're gonna stop. Just stop what you're doing. If you're cooking dinner, if you're shuttling the kids somewhere, if you're in an argument with somebody, if you are doing too much, you're doing the laundry, you're doing dinner, you have a million things on the go, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? You could be doing a million things at once, you're going to stop all of them. Just stop. Shut everything down, almost like you pushing a pause button on your life, okay? It's a temporary shutdown. That's it. We're just going to stop. Now, how can this be a thing? Well, stopping is so important because right now you're in motion and you're fighting, you're fleeing, you're trying to get away. Your central nervous system is completely activated. So by stopping, we're showing we're stopping, we've become aware, and now we're going to do something different. We're going to pull ourselves out of this pattern, pull ourselves out of this story, and pull ourselves out of this overwhelm and come back to a more calm, regulated central nervous system. Okay? Step number 3. We're going to ask ourselves, what emotion am I feeling right now? What am I feeling? What is the emotion underneath this overwhelm? Usually the emotion underneath this overwhelm is a fear or anger, or more often than not, it's sadness. You feel like you want to cry, to break down and sob. It's usually a feeling of victimhood and a feeling of helplessness. And this wishful thinking that you wish somebody could swoop in, take everything off your plate, and make it better for you. It's too much. The demands on you are too strong. The physical demands on your body going through this chronic illness are already too much. Plus everything else that you've got going on your plate or in your life or with your family, with your friends, with your relationships, with the expectations put on you is pushing you into this state of dysregulation, and you feel it's too much. So usually underneath that is a strong sense of sadness, of helplessness, a feeling of I just want to break down and cry and have somebody swoop in and make this all go away. It's usually what it is. But you're going to sit with that feeling, whatever emotion is there. And ask yourself, is there something underneath that? Because sometimes anger will be the dominant emotion, but oftentimes anger's not it. It's still that helplessness, that victim, helpless feeling, and that sadness, that feeling that you need somebody else to take on this burden for you, okay? So really ask yourselves, what is the emotions and what are underneath all those emotions? What's the bottom emotion? And then we're just going to breathing, circular breathing. So we're not going to do anything fancy with our breath. We are going to breathe in, deep and slow, out, deep and slow. So I'm going to do a few circular breaths with you so you can see how they work. So you're going at your own pace. There's no right or there's no wrong. It's just a slow, continual, conscious breath. In and out. Very slow. You can't do it wrong. You don't have to count. You don't have to pause. You don't have to do. You just do whatever feels naturally in a circular in, out fashion, in a calming way so that you calm your system. So those are the 5 things that you need to do when you're in overwhelm. You need to become aware. You need to stop. You need to ask, what am I feeling right now? And allow yourself to feel it. Then we're going to do circular breathing. And last but not least, we're going to ask ourselves, can I let this go? Do I want to let this go? What would it take for me to let this go? To feel better? What could I do for myself right now to feel a little bit better? What can I take off my plate? What can I not do? What can I express? Who can I become for myself? What can I say to myself? What can I do for myself? Right? What can I take off my plate? What can I allow myself to let go of in order to help myself feel a little bit better? Can I let go of everything? Can I let go of the whole to-do list? Can I let go of most of it? Can I let go of the inner judgment, the inner criticism, the inner drive that I'm putting on myself? Can I let go of my emotions, of my anger, of my frustration towards somebody else around me, towards myself? Can I let go of all these inner judgments, criticisms, hard words? Can I let go of anything I might have on my plate, my to-do list, my tasks, cooking dinner? Can I give it away? Can I just stop? Can I just take care of me? How can I let go of everything that is getting in the way of me feeling calm again and more in control and less overwhelmed, not overwhelmed? And usually it's something that you need to let go of. It's thoughts in your mind. It's the emotions. It's the actual actions and the things that you have to do. It's the argument. It's the fight. It's the pattern. What can you let go of? Okay, so when you feel overwhelmed, you are literally going to count these out. You're going to say, I'm in overwhelm. I'm aware. I am aware that I am in overwhelm. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to break this pattern. I'm going to break this subconscious pattern that's going on. The conscious pattern, I am going to stop everything that I'm doing. Right? I'm going to ask myself, what emotion am I feeling under this? What are the emotions trying to tell me? What emotions want to rise and come out that I am holding in? I'm going to breathe. I am going to breathe and literally breathe my system down into a calm state. Once I do that, I am going to ask myself what I can let go of. Can I let go of the emotions? Can I let go of the fears? Can I let go of the thoughts? Can I let go of all the things, all the people, all the things standing in the way of me feeling like I'm okay? Like I can be okay, like this isn't so bad, of my system calming itself down. So we want to literally do those things on your hand every time, every single time your overwhelm is starting to get activated. You find yourself in complete overwhelm in chronic illness. If that means when you're feeling your feelings that you need to cry or leave the room or soothe yourself or whatever it is that you need to do, you're going to allow yourself to do it. Do it. You have to be your own healer. You have to be your own parent, your own friend, your own savior, who is the person coming in to swoop in. You are the person coming in to swoop in and save yourself. You are that person that you wish could come and take everything off your plate and tuck you into a nice warm bed and give you a nice warm tea and tell you everything's going to be okay. You don't need someone to do that. You can do it yourself. You can let go of everything, those self-imposed demands and demands that others have placed on you. You can let go of it all. You can acknowledge your feelings that you're trapping inside. You can breathe and you can break these patterns. You can just stop and you can break this. And when you do, you're gonna find within a half an hour, you're regulated again. You're okay. You can carry on with life. Sometimes when you get really good at this, maybe within minutes, maybe within 10 or 15 minutes, you're regulated again. But if you're dealing with chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic suffering, and chronic symptoms, you have to take it upon yourself every single time. Every single time this happens, this overwhelm rises. You need to stop it. You need to do the work right here, right now. I really hope this video has been helpful. I hope you take this message to heart. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.